What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here. It's another Hearthstone video for you guys. As you know, I put quite a bit of Hearthstone on the channel already. My main game is Diablo 3, but the Naxxramas expansion came out today. We get to do the first week, and I went through and I beat everything, and I was on the last boss, and a lot of people are having trouble with the last boss here, so I wanted to share with you exactly what it is that I did to be able to beat this boss. I'm going to give you the deck list and everything at the end of the video, also in the description. So I'm going to go and explain exactly what's happening here, and the reason why you're seeing it going really fast is because I guess the servers have been really congested with a lot of players, so they're really laggy even when you're playing against these bosses, the UI here, or the AI. So that's why I sped it up, so that way you don't see, you know, it just taking forever for it to load and stuff. So it is kind of frustrating. But so as you can see right here, this boss that you're going against, what it does is for 0 mana, it can bounce 2 of your minions, or return 2 of your minions. If you're not familiar with that terminology, returns 2 of your minions to your hand. So the mirror images are great because they cost 0 when you put them back into play. So you can constantly keep putting things back into play. And then also you want to take advantage of the Cold Light Oracle, because you're going to be able to draw cards a lot. He's going to keep bouncing that for you. You can even mill him. You can make him burn cards on his deck. It really does work well, but you have to be careful when you're using the Cold Light, because you don't want to burn your own cards. I think I do it like 1 time in this video, but it wasn't like a big deal. It could have been a big deal if if it was a card that was super devastating. But so I throw out a bunch of mirror images here. And there we go. Now, I don't know if you really have to have the mirror images, but I mean, it lessens the amount of damage you take, because it has to hit some of your mirror images, and you want to survive until you can get your combo stuff. Now, the combo stuff is going to be Alexstrasza. Now, Alexstrasza has been great for a long time, but when your opponent has 45 health, Alexstrasza is amazing. It's just like, here, lose 30 health. That's amazing. So what you're seeing right now is, there we go, I burned my wisp there, but what you're seeing on the screen right now is that his board is completely full. Now, this is exactly what you want. You want his board to be completely full, because these little 1/1s are not that big of a deal. If you let his board, not get full, and he keeps putting things into play, these things could be bigger, 5/5s, 4/4s, things like that. I got lucky with him putting the 2/2 guy into play, so I could go ahead and use Blizzard here. And when I use Blizzard, you'll get to see what happens. And this is the magical part of the deck that makes it so great. And there you go. You can see that you got a bunch of 1/1s in play now, and just a 2/1 Cobra. And so now things are going smoothly for me. And you may say, that's kind of weird, going smoothly for you. You'd rather have 1/1s in play against you, because he's going to have a bunch of stuff anyways. And look how full his hand is here. So Cold Light Oracle is so great, because I can just burn cards on his deck. You could even go with some kind of bounce type deck or something, but I do have a couple other decks that I'm testing. I may make some more videos, but so there we go. I throw down my ice block. Now we're going to Cold Light Oracle here, and he's going to burn a card there, and he's going to burn another card on his next turn, which is really great. It just lowers the amount of threats that he can do to you. If he gets removal, there's a Sea Giant there that gets destroyed. And there we go. I can go ahead and Cold Light again. And this is going to help me get to my combos. Now, one thing that's really great, too, with this is that Mountain Giant is so good, because you're going to be at low health when you're going to win the game. And I lost another Wisp there, but whatever. Rest in pepperonis, the Wisp. So anyways, you can see right here, I'm going to Frost Nova, and I can get those Mountain Giants out really easily, because, I have such low health. So this is just essentially the Frozen Mage deck, but a little bit different, because you'll see that when I show you the deck list that there are quite a few cards that are different, and your objective isn't to Flame Strike down the whole board and just clear the whole board over and over again like a Freeze Mage is. What you want to do is you want to just keep him in control the entire time and allow him to just sit there on that. So I do lose one of my Mountain Giants, which kind of sucks, but hey, look at that. Get my Alexstrasza, put him down to 15, which is awesome. Then I can throw a bunch of stuff into play. So this is going to just, when he bounces something, it's random when he bounces. So this is going to help me with keeping my 8/8s in play by having things like Mirror Image and Novice Engineer and things like that, like really low casting cost things. And you'll see more of the deck when we get into it here. So I'm about to win the game here. For some reason, the computer is pretty dumb and doesn't kill my 8/8 with you know, it doesn't kill my 8/8 there with that Cobra. Tries to go for the kill, but I have Ice Block, so I guess the computer doesn't know what Ice Block is or familiar with the Mage deck. And there you go. You just go ahead and use your Molten Giants and whatever, and you'll get a little bit of BM here just because I can. And there you go. That's it. The boss is down, and that's it. And that's all you gotta do. So I'm gonna show you guys the deck now. I have everything complete, did all the class challenges, the other bosses. If you guys want to see videos on the other bosses too, I do have a similar deck, but it's a little bit different. You'll have to see. But I'll go ahead and show you the deck list in just a second here. So let's head over to the deck list. Alright guys, and now we are in Hearthstone, so let's go ahead and take a look at the deck list here. So let me just open up the collection. I didn't even make a name for it or anything like that yet. I don't know. You guys helped me create a name for it. This is similar to the Freeze Mage, but it uses a bunch of different cards, so it is different. It is different, but it is very similar, so I'm not trying to say that I'm like this revolutionary deck maker or anything. I'm just simply making this video to, you know, teach you guys how to get past this, because it can be frustrating. You know, I went against this boss, probably failed about 3 or 4 times, and I was like, okay, there's got to be a way around this, and there was. So let's take a look at it. So right here we have the deck. So let's get in. We have first Wisp. It costs 0 for a 1/1. Now, Wisp is one of the most laughable cards in the game because nobody ever plays it. People make fun of it all the time. However, it's perfect in this situation, except for when he got burned a couple times by the deck burning, which I wasn't careful with. However, it's good because it gives other targets to get bounced instead of your Wisp. Instead of, like, say, the Molten Giants or the Naxxramas, so you can finish the game and win after you get the 15, get them down to 15 health. It's going to give you more targets to get bounced, and, you know, also it does help in other situations too, and you can get a little bit of damage in here and there if it's bouncing other stuff instead of the Wisp, and it's just something you can freely play. So if you Cold Light Oracle, you don't have to worry about your hand being super congested with a bunch of cards, because you can just empty your hand, draw cards, empty stuff, and just kind of keep going and fill up the board, and he's just going to keep bouncing stuff against you. Now, I mean, like I said, there could be some changes to this deck. You know, put some suggestions in the comments if you want, but hey, it worked. I've done this a couple times already, and it's worked every single time. But you do get unlucky, because obviously if you don't draw certain things, but RNG is always a factor. So then we have Ice Lance here. Now Ice Lance is going to be good, because if you blizzard the entire board and he happens to have one big minion out, then you could Ice Lance and finish it off and kill it, and hopefully he replaces that one empty spot with a small minion, so that way you don't have to deal with any big threats or anything like that. It also works with, you know, just delaying and get to later in the game so you can combo out and win against them, against the computer. So it does help, and it's very cheap to cast, right? So then we have Mirror Image here, as you saw in the demonstration. 0/2 taunts, you know, going to help you survive a bit, but also get other bounceable targets and cost 0 to put into play. Shield Bearer costs 1 and is a 0/4, so if you have, like, say, you're on turn 9 or 8 or something like that, you're like 2 Shield Bearers, 2 Wisps, 2, you know, Mirror Images. If they do bounce like the Wisps and stuff, then you have some extra protection with the Shield Bearers to survive a little bit longer to get your stuff going, and it's also other targets to bounce instead of your big threats. Then you have Frostbolt here. Now, Frostbolt could be used to kill off a certain minion to get the board the way you want it to be, because you're controlling the board, right? But it also can combo and win the game with Ice Lance, because you could, you know, Frostbolt, Ice Lance, and an attack, finish him off or something, right? You guys know, it's a mage. Can't have a mage without Frostbolts. Now, Novice Engineer is really good, because if he bounces this, obviously you can keep drawing, get to your threats, and try and win the game. And it's a 1/1, and it's only 2. So, I mean, this is something that I'm still thinking about maybe taking out, because sometimes your hand can get a little too congested, and you burn cards because of Cold Light Oracle. So be careful with this. Then you have Frost Nova, very good for, you know, buying you some time, freezing the board, and getting to your ice blocks and your other stuff. One of the things you get to is your Shield Barrier. It's going to also buy you some more time, because there's a lot of turns where you don't really do a lot. You know, you have like 8 mana and you're waiting to get all your combo stuff. So, you know, Ice Barrier, why not? You know, take 8 less damage, why not? Because it's only 1/1s in play. There's only 7 of them, right? So if they all attack you, you just pretty much got another turn. It is pretty much the same thing as like a Frost Nova in that situation. Then you have Ice Block, so obviously you need to survive. If it gets you really low, you need to have that, hope for another couple turns to get your combos going, all that kind of stuff. And as you can tell from the video, the boss there doesn't know what Ice Block is, and it's going to just go through your minions and try and kill you, and then you'll get a free win out of that, because it won't kill you because of Ice Block. So, interesting. Cool Light Oracle, we've already talked about this. Fireball, now just other win conditions, right? Maybe clear off a big minion if he happens to get one out, but also to kill him off. Now, Leroy Jenkins, I haven't really tested this very much, but it can be good too, because let's say he only has 5 1/1s in play and 2 empty spots, and it's your turn. You can fill those last 2 spots with 1/1s, so that way it helps a little bit, and the Leroy comes through for some damage, maybe be a finisher or something. You want to save your removal for any kind of taunts he puts into play, because you have to, charge through to win the game. You can win with Pyroblast and things like that, but, it's just an extra win condition. But, I so far haven't won the game with Leroy, because I won other ways and I didn't draw him, but let me know what your testing shows. Now, the Blizzards here, they're only used to clear the board one time to get all the 1/1s in play. You don't do it anymore after that. Same thing with Flame Strike. That's why there's only 1 in the deck. So, very important. Then we have, and also you can, if they have big minions in play, you can just freeze them, so it's like a Frost Nova. Then you have here Naxxramas, as we talked about, lose 30 health, bro. GG, so pretty big. And also, one thing that's really cool too is that you can infinitely live with Naxxramas unless he kills it, because the only card he only has 1 card that can kill a minion, where it says destroy a target minion. You can actually live forever, because he only has 7 minions in play, right? So let's say, you save yourself, put yourself to 15 by putting Naxxramas into play. Then he bounces it back to your hand, takes you down a little bit, you put Naxxramas back in. And you just keep doing that until you draw your win combos to win the game, and your other smaller minions that can get bounced instead of Naxxramas. So that's why it's so strong, because like Naxxramas is like the most amazing card, period, versus all of the heroic people, or computers. It is just a crazy card. Pyroblast, I only have 1 in here because I only have 1. I thought I had 2, but you could go with 2. I mean, draw your win conditions faster, right? Nothing wrong with that. But you don't want to get a Pyroblast in your opening hand. That would kind of suck. So maybe 1 or 2. You guys test it. I'll test it myself and let you guys know, and maybe annotations and stuff for updates. And then 2 Molten Giants, like I had already talked about before. 2 8/8s are great, and you're gonna get down to really low health and just live forever with the Naxxramas versus the computer, and then you just throw some Mountain Giants into play and have a fun time with that. So yeah, I mean, he gets you down to like 2 life. You throw a couple free Molten Giants into play, a couple Wisps, a couple Mirror Images, and then Naxxramas yourself back up to 15, or put him down to 15 if you haven't done so already. And then look at that, now you have a pretty devastating board, and he's at 15, and he has 1 turn to do something about it, and he's not going to kill you the following turn because he only has 1/1s, and he doesn't use his minions to trade with yours. He just tries to burst you down. So that's very important to keep in mind. So something like this can do a really good job against this 3rd heroic boss that people have been having a lot of trouble with. So let me know what you think about the deck, guys. Do you like it? Put the comments down below. Subscribe for more Hearthstone. I'll do some more of these things if you guys really want. My main game is Diablo 3, but from time to time it's nice to put some other stuff up on the channel. I am a gamer, so after all. But yeah, if you guys don't know anything about me as far as Hearthstone goes, or TCGs in general, I've had a really big background with TCGs. I qualified for Pro Tour for Magic the Gathering, but I was too young at the time to travel around the world and go do that stuff, so I passed on that. I've also was in the Hearthstone Polaris tournament where I got 2nd place, played against like Total Biscuit, WoW Krendor, Force Strategy Gaming in the finals. I played against him, played against Maximus Black, so that was really fun to be able to do that. And I've gotten 12 wins in Arena and done all the stuff, gotten a Legend and in Hearthstone, and done all this stuff. So you know, if you guys want to subscribe for some more Hearthstone videos, just wanted to give you a little bit of background about myself. And I do enjoy Hearthstone, and you know, I really like the thing I like the most about the heroic bosses is finding cool little decks that you can make like this that just devastate them, because I like that deck making process of I see a problem and now I need to try and fix it. You know, I see a situation, okay, what can I do in this situation? It gets you thinking, theory crafting, coming up with ideas. And at the end of the day, you get something like this, and it just owns the hell out of the third and hardest boss, in my opinion. Till next time, guys, thanks for watching, and my name is Shinobi, and I'll see you guys next time. I said that twice. Bye.